Deadpool and Wolverine destroys the global box office. SAG-AFTRA video game performers go on strike. We get new trailers for Joker Folie à Deux, Rings of Power Season 2, Bob Dylan's biopic A Complete Unknown plus more, and tons of news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. Let's get into this week's movie news.
What's up, movie friends? Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost Podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast. We got a huge episode of movie news for you this week. This is the weekly episode where we go through all of the industry news. We read all the articles, watch all the trailers, check out all the casting announcements, and Comic-Con is happening right now this weekend. We're not going to get everything because we're filming it on Saturday morning, so I'm sure plenty of things are going to get revealed to us after we record this episode, James.
Maybe Wednesday we'll do a Comic-Con breakdown.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Thanks, man.
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
So maybe we'll do that, but this is what we know so far for all of the news. But first, let's get into the box office, and my God, this is the biggest box office so far this year. So Deadpool and Wolverine opened to a massive estimated $400 million globally with a $195 million domestic opening this weekend. It is a massive hit. It made $38.5 million just on Thursday previews, which is absurd.
Record.
People are excited for this film, getting great reactions. James and I love the movie. We have a big review coming out tomorrow, so check out our Deadpool and Wolverine review. I absolutely had a blast with that film, and we had a great breakdown. We talked about all the Easter eggs, all of the cameos, all of the secrets and hidden things, as well as the fun surprises. So check that out tomorrow.
What a hit. Back to the glory days of when Marvel MCU movies were pulling 250 easy at the opening box office every time they come out with the movie.
Now they lose that much.
Yeah, that's what they lose on a movie. But it's kind of refreshing to see that. And second place, of course, we have Twisters. Not bad for a second weekend with a tentpole franchise, the biggest movie of the year, coming out the second weekend it's out. It pulled $36 million domestically. Not bad.
Very
Obviously,
good.
a big drop was expected after its opening weekend of about $80 to $82 million domestic. But to drop down, of course, around 40 to 50% still, I think, is holding on strong with Deadpool Wolverine coming out. A lot of the same audience, so it's really impressive if you think about it. So it's pulled $150 million domestic in its 10-day total. It's close to $250 million globally, which is pretty damn good for 10 days for a movie. Again, IP is loved and recognized around the world, plus a massive movie coming out in its second weekend. It's holding on strong.
That's a fantastic second weekend. Like, they should be really happy with that. And it showed that it did have legs. It did have good word of mouth. And even with the juggernaut of Deadpool and Wolverine and the upcoming films the next 2 weeks, it's still going to make money. And it already profited from its domestic total. So it's doing really well. It's doing great.
Now we have Despicable Me 4. $15 million at the box office to pad its stats. It's broken $300 million domestically. Inside Out 2 has surpassed Frozen 2.
Wow.
And has become the highest grossing animated movie of all time at the box office.
Wow.
New totals are $601 million domestic, $861 million international. So $1.462 billion global, with Japan opening next week. This Pixar film is also the #1 movie of all time in Mexico and Brazil.
Holy shit. All-time movie. Oh, my God.
Absolutely bonkers.
It's already at $1.46 billion. Oh, my God.
6 weeks? Insane. And it's about to open up in Japan, to another big market.
And then Longlegs has become Neon's highest grossing film at the domestic box office, surpassing Parasite. It's now at $53.5 million in the domestic market. Parasite made $53.2 million in the domestic market. So congratulations to Longlegs becoming a huge hit. I doubt it will get close to Parasite's $260 million globally, but this is still great for the domestic haul. It's an amazing, amazing accomplishment by Neon.
Now, let's get into the news. The first bit of news we'll get into is another SAG-AFTRA strike. So obviously we all remember the SAG-AFTRA acting strike that happened last year, which ended after,
8 months?
8 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, Hollywood's video game performers who are members of SAG-AFTRA have announced they will go on strike starting Thursday, throwing part of the entertainment industry into another work stoppage after talks for a new contract with major game studios broke down over artificial intelligence protections. To quote Chief Contracts Officer Ray Rodriguez for SAG-AFTRA, the industry has told us point blank that they do not necessarily consider everyone who is rendering movement performance to be a performer that is covered by the collective bargaining agreement. He said some physical performances are being treated as data. Without guardrails, game companies could train AI to replicate an actor's voice or create a digital replica of their likeness without consent or fair compensation, the union said. The video game agreement covers more than 2,500 off-camera voiceover performers, on-camera motion capture stunt performers, stunt coordinators, singers, dancers, puppeteers, background performers, etc., according to the union. So this is going to be a big stoppage for a ton of games that are in development right now.
Well, I don't know much about video game development, but I think that there's definitely a risky slope towards artificial intelligence, and especially not treating performers like performers, but more just data analytics. So this is going to be big and might have huge consequences going forward and could change things for the better for the performers.
We will see. They were almost reaching a deal, but then SAG-AFTRA decided to go on strike.
Let's get into Comic-Con. Comic-Con showed us a bunch of new trailers, some new stories, announcements, and everything. Something that's really cool that I just wanted to point out right off the bat is Marvel dropped a new logo, the Marvel Studios logo with characters in the letters. Now, I know this is something you're really looking forward to.
Ooh, I gotta see this.
The mutants are all over the right side of the Marvel logo, and Cyclops is front and center.
There we go.
Leading the charge. And it looks like Cyclops is going to be really showcased as the leader of the X-Men, which is something we both talked about last week. It also looks very much like comic book accurate renderings of costumes and everything. Also on the poster, Miles Morales is on it. Scarlet Witch is on it. Cyclops, like I said, with the other mutants. A new Hulk with really long hair. What looks like a new Iron Man all the way to the left in the M. It could be, I'm not totally sure, but it looks like a new version of an Iron Man. And then in the front and center of the whole logo is Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously promoting the new film. But it looks like this is a nice tease for what they have planned and what they have in store for audiences going forward.
Ooh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up.
Pull it up, bro.
Let me pull it up. I like how they have Cyclops in the front. All right, yeah. And then Deadpool, obviously, he's not in the logo really.
Yeah,
he's just in
sitting
front
on
of it.
Yeah.
So,
but then see the Hulk on the left,
yeah,
and then Iron Man on the further left in the M.
Oh,
it looks like Iron Man, right? Like a different suit.
I gotta get a better image. Let's see. All the way to the left. Kinda, yeah. It does. It does look like Iron Man.
Maybe they got something in store for audiences in the next few years.
Yeah, Miles Morales is massive. He's got a huge
he's got
space.
the most space.
And then Captain America. Yeah, all the X-Men Gambit's there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, now we're entering the mutant era as we go into
big time
significant detail in tomorrow's episode of Deadpool and Wolverine, which we're breaking down. We talk about how Kevin Feige has stated that now with this movie, Marvel is finally entering their mutant era.
And to promote it, actually, to promote the film Deadpool and Wolverine, Comic-Con had these two huge drone shows, the drone light shows.
Yeah.
And they created an image of Logan, Wolverine, and they created an image of Deadpool. They also made a light show of Galactus, teasing the villain for the upcoming Fantastic Four film.
Well, speaking of that, it was Pedro Pascal, I believe, posted a photo with him and his co-stars out at a bar, it looked like.
Yes.
And also he posted a photo of him. They're at Pinewood Studios right now filming just in front of one of the murals on the walls of
cool.
Ellen Ripley from Alien.
Oh, wow.
Or Aliens, I believe it was.
Uh-huh.
And it's cool. I mean, I think it's cool to have the four of them together right now filming, posting some stuff online. It's exciting for fans. And if you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine, there's even more excitement to be had.
And at Alien Romus's Comic-Con panel, they showed the scene of the chest burster to a huge packed crowd, which I'm sure was insane. And Fede Alvarez even gifted the entire audience with facehugger masks.
They showed the chest burster stage?
Yeah.
Seen?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't the fake one they did?
Oh, is it a fake one?
Yeah, so
Explain.
what happened was they just were on the panel, and they had an actor come on stage, and he started wobbling, and then a xenomorph burst from his chest.
No way!
It was on stage. It wasn't the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then they had the lights go all red, and they went black. And,
that's very cool.
That's what they did. It wasn't
okay,
from the
and
movie.
they showed the trailer, the new trailer.
But they had a great,
The new trailer looks incredible.
I refused to watch it. So we were at Deadpool Wolverine yesterday.
You
and
left, yeah.
I left during the Alien Romulus trailer.
You're like, I'm not seeing this.
I'm not. I'm like, I'm gonna go pretend to go to the bathroom.
Oh my god, it was so good. It was a long
trailer.
It looks, it was about 2.5 minutes.
I went to the bathroom and came back, and I caught the end. I was like, not looking.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, so
I'm
they
really
did a
excited.
fake chest burster scene on stage in front of everybody.
That's great.
Everyone got a facehugger mask, like Anthony said. Then Fede Alvarez, talking about the film, says it was shot chronologically, which is pretty rare for especially big budget films like this. And there are many deaths, and that's making me happy because if there is not just like, if there's more people that survive than a lone survivor,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little disappointed. We have a cast of about maybe 7 or 8 people.
Looks like
I
it,
want
yeah.
them all to die except for one. That's the way to do it.
I'm okay with 2 surviving.
Maybe
2 people can survive.
I want them all to die.
They'll all survive and
Kaylee
fly away
Spady
together.
survive. That's it. Everyone else get killed.
Survive.
I'm going to survive. Say you're going to survive.
Did you hear about the fire at Comic-Con?
No.
So DC set up this big immersive, the Penguin series interactive experience, and it caused a fire in the building, one of the buildings for Comic-Con. It's like being put out right now.
The interior, the exterior.
The roof is on fire.
Wow.
Huge, giant clouds of smoke.
Maybe it was all part of the marketing plan.
I don't know about that. It looks pretty serious.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so whatever they set up, it was like an interactive experience.
Yeah, they set up a lot of cool stuff like
Yeah.
that. If you ever been to a Comic-Con, inside the halls and sometimes outside and on the streets and sidewalks, they'll have these big experiences, like just little pop-ups that you can like walk through environments. And
Yeah.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what this one was like. They probably had Penguin and they're shooting an Uzi. This is my town. It was a real Uzi.
Also, Deadpool Wolverine had a big Comic-Con panel with the 2 leads surprising the crowd.
Well, they actually played the whole movie.
The whole film. That's so cool.
So Hall H, which seats 6,500 people.
Whoa!
They got a surprise. They showed the entire Deadpool Wolverine film for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did a panel with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
That's amazing.
So it's pretty cool.
They must have lost their minds.
Yeah, probably. Imagine going to just expect like some Q&As and then it's the whole fucking movie.
That's fucking awesome. That's so sweet.
That's ballsy to do because that's 6,500 paying customers that you just gave free experience to.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of great news and trailers and film announcements. Let's get into the Joker 2 trailer, which was the biggest trailer release of this week. One of the most hotly anticipated films for the rest of the year, coming out in October. I think that this looks absolutely phenomenal. Todd Phillips and his DP have crafted another visually interesting comic book film that really, these films visually stand alone in the stratosphere of comic book filmmaking, kind of like what Greg Fraser did with the Batman. It really looks very different from anything we had seen before. This gave us a lot more of the story. Joker's on trial. Harley Quinn is another patient there, but she's inspired by Joker. She sees kind of like a soulmate in him, and he makes her feel unalone, and obviously joining up with her. But it looks like the trial of Joker is the trial of the century. It's all over the news, and it's going to give him even more spotlight and even more attention for the public. He's inspiring lots of people. He's causing more chaos. And it looks like it's converging into a huge grand finale. And Harley Quinn says this great line, "Let's give the people what they want." And then it turned into absolute madness. So I think it looks really fun. They're still hiding most of the singing. There's a little bit of singing in this, but it was just like them in like a hallway, like lightly singing. But I'm sure they're not going to show the musical numbers in any of the trailers.
Well, they showed some in footage of them dancing
Footage,
around
yeah,
on
yeah.
sets and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
not
that.
like singing.
Yeah, but you said they won't show the musical
Okay,
numbers.
okay.
They showed
Thank
them,
you,
man.
police. Thank you.
Hey, listen, man.
Thank you, news police.
I'm preventing hate comments, and I'm preventing people. Oh, they did show it. That's what I'm preventing. I'm answering questions for the people that are gonna come after you. I don't know what you're talking about. They showed the musical numbers in the trailer, and it looks awesome and surreal. Where the whole concept of whenever Arthur, he's such an unreliable narrator in the first film. You don't know sometimes what's real and what's not real. Like with the neighbor, or when he's on Maury's show in the opening, when he's watching with his mom, Murray, and he's being called in the audience, and he like hugs him. He's like a son to him. It's so funny, but it seems like they're ramping that up even more to surrealist singing and dancing musical numbers inside clubs on these beautiful stages, and it looks terrific. I cannot wait.
We got Brendan Gleeson as a prison guard.
Yeah, as a guard.
I'm sure he'll have a big role.
And this is the first sequel that Joaquin Phoenix has ever done. It's really exciting.
Wow, you're right, ever.
It's really, he doesn't do sequels. So I think it's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be really great.
I hope that it ends up being a trilogy. My guess, I hope, is he breaks out and becomes like at the end of the film, the Joker of Gotham's Joker. And then the third film could be like him building a crime empire or whatever.
It's possible, but I know Todd Phillips has said that this Joker, he's not a mastermind. He's not.
Yeah,
he's not really the prince of crime. He's not a criminal mastermind. He never was.
Yeah.
He sort of just was a collective response to everything that's happening in Gotham to an extreme level, of course, and everything. He just personifies.
It's Travis Bickle.
He's exactly personifies what's happening to people, the poor, the forgotten, and he's lashing out for them almost accidentally. The first film, he doesn't try to become the most famous person in the city. It just sort of happens because he goes on TV and kills Murray after that Sam special. They make fun of him on his stand-up. So it's sort of it's not like he planned the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I don't see this Joker as being the Prince of Gotham like we've got in a lot of the comics in terms of crime, but clearly a revolution leader by accident, it seems like.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thanks.
Oh my God. Holy shit. You're like a really smart guy. Wow.
Anyways.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about another musical we got a trailer for.
Let's hear it.
The Bob Dylan biopic from James Mangold, a complete unknown starring Timothee Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, and Monica Barbaro. This looks terrific. Our first little tease at Timothee Chalamet in this highly anticipated role of Bob Dylan that he's been attached to for years now. He was attached to Call Me By Your Name since he was 17 years old. He didn't get to make that till I think he was 22 or 23. He's been attached to Bob Dylan for probably 5 years as well, with James Mangold as well. So finally a movie.
He was attached to Dune when he was 6.
Yeah, when he was born. he was
After Denis Villeneuve saw little Timmy Tim, he's like, that's my Paul Atreides. My Paul Atreides.
My Muad'Dib. My Dune. No, but another project that's been in development for years. James Mangold, same thing. For years, he probably had to make Indiana Jones to get this made, to be honest.
I believe that Chalamet was playing guitar in prep for this in the first Dune film.
He's been playing guitar since Call Me By Your Name because he's been attached to this movie for years.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's kept up the guitar playing and the singing.
His singing is great. It's him really singing. It doesn't sound like they did anything to it to alter it. It sounds like he's did a really incredible job of mimicking and imitating Bob Dylan's very unique singing voice. It sounds great.
I'm so excited about this because the singing in Wonka is great.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. And the movie looks amazing. And James Mangold, he's great with musical biopics. I mean, Walk the Line is such a sensational film, Oscar-winning movie. And I can't wait to see what he can mold Timothée Chalamet into with this role. And clearly, this is going to be an Oscar-worthy performance, it looks like.
Great cast, too, with Ed Norton and then Elle Fanning. And I'm curious about Monica Barbaro. This is her first huge role since Top Gun Maverick. She played Phoenix. So I'm curious to see her in something like this.
She's playing Jean Baez, who was an ex or a lover of Bob Dylan's and also a famous musician.
So I think it looks great. It's just a teaser. We didn't get much, but Timothy looks fantastic. The hair, the costumes, especially when he's like wearing the sunglasses,
ripping the cigarettes.
Yeah, when he comes to fame, it looks really fantastic. Something that actually looks a little better than I was expecting, but I'm still not sure if I'm gonna watch this show, and that's Rings of Power Season 2 from Amazon Prime. It's a really long trailer. This is like a 3.5-minute trailer. It's long. They packed everything in there. This is gonna tell the story of the Rings of Power of the title, and them being dispersed to the different beings of Middle-earth, from the elves to the dwarves to the humans. And then also, it's going to show all of the parties who get rings struggling with the power, and I'm sure the thirst for eat more when they're wearing the rings. So it has an interesting take on what the story's going to be. It looks like they are correcting some of the big missteps they made in the first season, particularly with Elrond just being like a whiny guy standing around.
Very political, kind of, in a lot of ways.
But we all know Elrond as being a warrior and a leader, and he's
general.
He's in armor most of this trailer and fighting a lot and commanding troops, which was something that we wanted to see in the last one. We didn't end up finishing the series. We watched some of it, but it just wasn't hitting us really well. It looks pretty interesting. It looks like I like the idea of showing how everyone dealt with the different rings of power that they all got. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch this. I'm not sure. It left such a bad taste in my mouth.
I watched the first 30 seconds of the trailer. I'm like, I don't know if I want to get into this again.
Yeah.
Did they show the Harfoots?
They showed Harfoots. Yeah.
They show Harfoots leaving more of their loved ones behind to die and rot.
No, I don't think they're going
Alone.
to. I don't think they're going to be with the community anymore because now it's like the 2 lead Harfoots with Gandalf, and they're going on an adventure.
So it's just Lord of the Rings all
Yeah.
over again. So it's Sam and Frodo.
Yeah, pretty much. Looks like a lot.
Except not funny.
A lot more dwarves are at play in this one, and ultimately it's centering on. It looks like the leaders of the elves are going to go and try to find Sauron. Sexy Sauron.
Sick.
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch this. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know either, man. I don't know either. Well, staying on Comic-Con, there's a couple other things.
Yes.
You talked about the Marvel logo being updated.
Oh, yeah.
DC also updated their logo, their DC Studios logo. It's pretty cool. And they obviously have Superman sort of in the heart of it. And they flipped it around, but
It's actually the Milton Glaser logo, which was on comics for DC for 30 years, but they stopped it. They retired the logo in 2005, and now they brought it back.
pretty cool.
So it's a beloved logo for the brand.
And Sunday, the day this episode airs, Marvel will be at Comic-Con in Hall H, and so won't DC with the Penguin. So we can assume that Marvel will be announcing, I'm sure, a bunch of movies coming forward. Maybe we'll get a slate calendar. Maybe we'll get a schedule of some X-Men movies. Maybe we'll get some reveals of some mutant actors, some actors taking on specific characters. Maybe we'll get castings like who's going to be Cyclops, who's going to be Jean Grey, Storm. Is there going to be a new Wolverine? There should be, because Hugh's obviously probably going to hang up the claws. I mean, the guy's fucking 82 years old.
Till you're 90.
Still shredded.
Till you're 90.
Ripped out of his mind, but I feel like they got to pass the claws off to somebody at some points. Maybe we'll get some castings, and obviously, if we have our episode on Wednesday doing Comic-Con, we'll go over everything. But I'm pretty excited to see what's going on with that, as well as they'll be doing a whole presentation on Fantastic Four.
There's so much that could be happening. I think people are curious as Namor getting his own film that's been teased. What's going to be?
Is who?
Namor, the villain.
Namor?
Yeah, Namor.
Oh, from Black Panther 2.
Yeah, from Black Panther 2 might be getting his own film. Are the Avengers and the mutants going to face off anytime in the future? Because these announcements with the timelines, we see up to like 6 or 7 years in advance with the title name releases.
And then they all get pushed back.
Yeah, then they all get
18 months
delayed,
each.
and then they get reshot, and then they get canceled. But we might see something like Mutants vs. Avengers as being a film. I think that would be exciting for audiences to see something like that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of potential, and we also got a bunch of new clips and trailers. Batman Cape Crusader, the animated series for Prime, released its first clip. And it's just Batman, like, catching a bad guy and interrogating him, classic Batman style. We also got a trailer and behind-the-scenes footage of Those About to Die, the new TV show from Peacock, which looks pretty cool. It showcases ancient Rome. So anyone anticipating Gladiator 2, you can watch the show starring Anthony Hopkins. And it tells multiple storylines within Rome, from the Caesar to a gladiator to warriors to, like, elite princes in a way. And it looks really interesting. They utilized a lot of LED screen backgrounds for creating a lot of the environments for ancient Rome. It looks pretty interesting. I think I might want to check it out. It looks like, for a TV show, a huge, huge spectacle. It's directed and produced by Roland Emmerich. Most of the episodes he directed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
A bunch of the TikTokers were there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Not us.
Not us,
We weren't cool enough.
Bunch of film talkers.
There's also a teaser trailer for James Wan's new horror series called Teacup, which is just a little teaser of a teacup with a deer on it, and it keeps spinning, and every time we see the deer, it gets more and more grotesque and virus infected or whatever. It's pretty disturbing. It's about a group of characters who get stuck in a place in the middle of the woods as they face a monstrous threat. So I'm not sure what that's going to be about, but it looks like a cool little tease. We also got a full trailer for the new TV series, The Day of the Jackal, which is a new adaptation of the 1973 film, which we saw another adaptation of with Bruce Willis and Richard Gere called The Jackal. That movie was fucking sick. So this one's going to star Eddie Redmayne and Lashana Lynch. Eddie Redmayne plays the Jackal, who is an expert assassin who constantly disguises his appearance, and Lashana Lynch is playing the FBI agent trying to track him down.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, this was a really fantastic film that we loved when we were younger.
Jack Black in early role.
Yeah, Jack Black and his arm blown off. And Bruce Willis and Richard Gere are great in that film. It looks like an interesting trailer. I never pictured Eddie Redmayne as like a tough guy badass, But he's kind of pulling it off in this trailer, and he looks pretty good in action with the gun in his hand.
I always thought Damon was more of a Streisand, but I think he's rocking the shit in this one.
Rocking the shit in this one.
Knocked up. I mean, no, 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. It's going to be a TV series. I think it would work better as a film still, but I think that studios really like series right now for their platforms. But I'm looking forward to seeing initial reactions to the Day of the Jackal.
Very cool.
We also got the first trailer for Creature Commandos from DC. This is actually going to be the first DC Studios release. The TV show comes out on Max in December. This stars Frank Grillo, Maria Bakalova, Indira Varma, Zoe Chow, Alan Tudyk, David Harbour, Sean Gunn, and Viola Davis reprising her role. And this is about Rick Flag recruiting a bunch of monsters for his new team to take on bad guys. Looks pretty fun. A fun animated TV show. Light tone, very silly, fun action for fans of that IP. I'm sure they're excited for that.
Some more Comic-Con stuff. The boys were there, and we got news on every upcoming series of The Boys universe. Gen V Season 2 premieres in 2025. The Boys Season 5 premieres 2026. The Boys Mexico is in early development with Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal producing. Vought Rising is going to be a prequel series. Jensen Ackles and Aya Cash are set to return. Scripts are now being written. They're also producing the film. So basically, the boys are becoming everything they made fun of with the verse.
For real.
With the verses.
So Vought Rising will be like the stuff in the 60s?
Even sooner, I think.
Before then, yeah. In the 40s, during World War II.
Yeah.
So all the flashback stuff from Soldier Boys past. The Boys, South Korea.
It's
National Lampoon's The Boys.
They've just become what they made fun of, which is pretty interesting and
hey,
funny.
they got a hit, so they are just going crazy.
Milk the hell out of it.
But I remember they announced The Boys Mexico last year.
Yeah.
So that's been in development for a while. Tell us about this new Michael Bay project, Jim.
So,
I do not know what this is. What this
Michael
is.
Bay is in early talks to adapt and develop Skibidi Toilet. Now, Skibidi Toilet is a
this?
viral franchise of internet videos on a YouTube channel called Da Fuck Boom. Da Fuck Boom has 49 million subscribers, and they get hundreds of millions of views every single month. And these videos started as these odd internet video, like these weird meme videos.
Okay, I'm watching it right now.
And the first one was 11 seconds long of this head inside of a toilet, crude animation, singing a song. Mm-hmm. And then now they've turned into more than 70 videos ranging from 1 minute to 5 minutes, and there are these mini epics of this escalating war between toilets and cyborgs.
What?
Each video is explosive, violent, and also free of any discernible language, which one of the main qualities of why it's garnered a massive audience worldwide, because there's no language really spoken.
Oh, no language barrier.
And then, and so Generation Alpha, this is their icon.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Now, this is an insanely popular YouTube channel, wildly popular. And Michael Bay and one of his producers, I think they see the potential here of a franchise. The videos are actually very interesting. The best way for me to describe it, when I started watching them this morning to catch up on what the Skibidi Toilet was, it feels like a post-apocalyptic war that you would have as a dream. Just odd, weird things are happening, but they're really creative.
Yeah, this is pretty
really
cool.
interesting and very immersive. They're all shot sort of like a digital POV camera, where you're kind of watching everything that's happening. So it's a very voyeuristic quality. You're looking left, right, up, but just these crazy things are happening. There'll be like robots with human heads, or a fighter jet with a human head, and heads coming out of toilets. And they're all in wars against each other. Like the cyborgs versus the toilets are fighting against each other.
I can see why he's interested in this. There's a lot of mayhem could be very possible.
They're already very cinematic.
Yeah, and also they're basically silent films
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I think it's actually a pretty smart move, because they have such a huge fan base. And
wow, I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, it's just this guy. He's from Russia. Started this YouTube channel, and he's now garnered one of the biggest followings on the
entire platform.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is crazy. How much money is this guy making? My God. Wow. That's very interesting. Something I was not expecting.
Something else I wasn't expecting was Tom Cruise. He just got inducted as a Knight of the Legion of Honor in France.
Let's go.
He got knighted in France.
Let's go, baby.
I'm assuming it was part of the Olympic ceremony or part of him just being there for the Olympics.
Yeah. I'm sure by the end of his life, he'll be a knight in every country.
Maybe. Well, some countries you have to be born there.
Yeah, true.
England, you have to be born there to become a knight. I'm pretty sure.
So. No.
Pretty sure.
Are there any American knights?
No, you have to be born in England.
Let me see.
In the UK.
Let me double check. American knights. Many Americans have been awarded honorary knighthoods by the Queen since World War I. Yeah, lots.
Okay, never mind.
Shit ton. There's a shit ton, actually.
Now, Tom Cruise is a knight in France, which is pretty cool. He'll get a suit of armor and start policing the area.
He'll ride out to war very
He'll
soon.
be leading a garrison.
But speaking of Tom Cruise, how about you tell us about his new movie?
He's got another one in the works with Christopher McQuarrie. They have a bunch in developments.
Yeah, just best buds,
But
man.
this is the one that just got announced as what they're working on after Mission Impossible.
Post 8
is Broadsword. Now, this is the story of an SOE operation in World War II, which follows a Marine captain who crashes in France and becomes the sole survivor. Against all odds, he must complete his mission amidst the chaos of war.
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
So Tom's going to be in another World War II movie. He hasn't been in a World War II film or a film like this since Valkyrie.
Yes, in 2009.
2009.
Behind enemy lines? Let's fucking go, man.
Sounds pretty awesome.
I'm in, man. Tom Cruise killing Nazis? What? Let's go. Oh, my God.
It's going to be pretty sick, man.
Oh, my God. I can't
Tom
wait for
Cruise
this.
killing Nazis.
And this is something they've been working on for a while. They just haven't been able to make it because they've been busy with the big movies they've been working on.
Yeah.
So I think they finally got time. Plus, I mean, man, I just can't. They work so well together.
Yeah.
There's two peas in pod. Two peas in a pod. All right, next up, we got some more information about I Am Legend 2. This has officially been confirmed as a direct sequel to the alternate ending cut of I Am Legend, where Will Smith survives. Quoting, "This is where Will lives and things didn't go well for humanity. The world returns in a way that is kind of spectacular. Stephen Cable Jr. is being eyed to direct, starring Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan. Cable Jr. previously directed Creed 2 and Transformers Rise of the Beasts."
Yeah, Francis Lawrence was obviously attached to direct this for so many years because he made the first one. It seems like he's probably a little too busy with the other projects he's working on. I know he's making Bioshock for Netflix.
Then Constantine.
And then Constantine, too. So it's one of those things where you wish Francis Lawrence could come back because he's as much a part of the DNA of that movie as Will Smith is as Neville. Such a great character and then such a great world and film and great direction from Francis Lawrence. But I'm sure Stephen Cable Jr. will do a great job. And it's going to be funny for people who've never seen the alternate ending for I Am Legend. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I Am Legend, I'll spoil it now. If you've never seen the movie, just fast forward a little bit. Spoiler warning, where he sacrifices himself so the other two can survive with the vaccine that he's developed. And he undoes a grenade and he just tackles one of the vampire skinwalkers, daywalkers. What do they call them?
What do they call them?
The day stalker? I can't remember. Anyways, he died. But there is an alternate ending where he did survive, and he went through that Darkseekers. And he survived and went on to bring the vaccine himself, right?
Yes.
And
when he went with the two,
yeah.
And I believe he blew up the bunker when they left.
Yeah, I think so.
He threw the grenade in.
Yeah.
And then bounced. He's like, "See ya!"
So now, which they should have done that ending, although I like the sacrificing himself ending a lot.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, oh, remember that ending no one saw in theaters? That's going to be the ending now.
I'm fine with it. I guarantee they open the new film with the alternate ending.
It's been long enough that I think people are like, oh, I don't even remember how it ended.
People will be like, oh yeah, that is how it ended.
Yeah,
right?
probably.
Yeah, he did survive, didn't he?
It's been a while.
It's been 2007.
Wow, that long ago.
Long fucking time.
Remember in that movie they teased
Batman vs.
Superman in that movie? Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Everyone was freaking out. The early days of the internet.
Was that 2007?
2007. We were still in high school, playa.
Oh my goodness, that's
still
an
in high
old
school.
movie.
Yeah.
Damn, it took him that long to make a Batman vs. Superman movie.
It wasn't that long after that. What, 2016?
That's fucking 9 years, dude.
It's not that long.
It's kind of a long time.
I mean, the fucking Nolan didn't even come out with The Dark Knight yet.
That's a good point.
He was still cooking, man. He was in the
no,
middle.
Nolan was cooking the best superhero movie of all time. You're right.
Have you heard the rumors of Chris Nolan saying he wants to direct Halo?
What?
Okay, there's this story online. It is circulating all over the internet, all over Reddit, all over Twitter. People are saying that since Paramount shut down the Halo TV series, that Christopher Nolan showed up and was like, I want to take the rights to Halo and make a film series out of it. And it also says that he's a huge fan of the video game and apparently played it while on set of The Dark Knight.
That's a lie.
Which is the stupidest thing you ever heard. The guy doesn't even have a cell phone. You think Christopher Nolan was playing Halo while filming The Dark Knight on set?
What sounds more realistic is maybe his kids were playing Halo on the set of The Dark
Yeah.
Knight. That's something I believe. Maybe they were in the trailer playing Halo, and he'd go in and watch them play.
Yeah.
Maybe pick up the sticks during lunch break. I doubt it, though.
There's no way Nolan was picking up sticks
I think it was...
while he was filming The Dark Knight.
If there's any truth to that, it was probably his kids playing on the set of Dark Knight.
The guy works with a paper binder. That's like he is so low tech. He has an appreciation for video games that he's talked about in the past because he almost developed a video game with, I think, Activision, and they tried to get him to direct a video game. So he learned about video games, but Christopher Nolan was not playing Halo on the set of The Dark Knight.
There's no way he was playing Halo.
The guy doesn't even have a cell phone, guys.
And
he doesn't have a cell phone.
if he directed a Halo movie, fuck yeah.
That'd be fun. I mean, that'd be lit.
amazing.
That'd be lit.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be lit.
First of all. But he doesn't have a relationship with Paramount. So I don't see him. What does he drive up to Paramount Studios? I want to do. Hey guys,
the day after they canceled Halo,
he just drove up to Paramount.
He's like, finally.
Did you guys know that I played Halo during The Dark Knight? I didn't even direct the movie. I was playing Halo the whole time.
Where'd this story come from? Nobody. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't really. If there's any truth, like I said, it's probably his kids were playing Halo. Maybe.
I'm sure. I mean, he has kids. I'm sure they play video games.
Probably.
I'm sure they game. They're gamers in some capacity.
I mean, his brother just adapted.
His brother's
game
a
as
gamer
well too.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I'm sure he's probably watched people play Halo.
I guarantee he's watched people play Halo, but he was not playing Halo while on set of The Dark Knight.
Yeah, there's no.
He was
fucking
not
way.
doing that. He is the most efficient director alive.
There's no time to do that unless maybe I guess a Marvel movie because it's so big and there's a lot going on, but like they spend so much money just making
He doesn't
shooting.
even hold on. He doesn't even let people sit in chairs on set. Okay, he was not chilling playing Halo.
He yells, "He's like, oh, hold on, let me finish this campaign real quick."
I just got the spear. Hold on. Oh my god, guys! It's such a fake story. It's unbelievable.
Dumb rumor.
Sorry. He's not playing Halo on Dark Knight.
You know who probably was playing Halo? Was Dexter. So Dexter, we know there's the prequel series coming out of young Dexter, and it's been confirmed that Michael C. Hall will be narrating the show. But also, Michael C. Hall is going to be reprising his role now in Dexter Resurrection, a sequel to the last sequel series. So Dexter is
the one where he's like in Canada.
Yeah, I believe so. So Michael C. Hall is going to be playing this role until he's 90 years old.
Till you're 90.
Till you're 90. If you get that joke, you saw a movie this weekend.
Another sequel announcement. In a Violent Nature is getting a sequel, and it's probably going to turn into a franchise now. They just announced it that they're working and in development on the second film.
Smart. I mean, it was a very successful movie for such a low budget.
Also, Kevin Feige made comments at Comic-Con on Blade, saying, I mean, for the last 2 years, we've been trying to crack that movie. The most important thing for us is not rushing it and making sure we are making the right Blade movie, because there were some great Blade movies years ago. They were all rated R, so I think that's, like Deadpool, inherent with the character of Blade to go R.
Such a non-answer. That's such a politician answer.
Yeah.
They were literally a week from filming, and they shut down the project because they finally read the script. Get out of here, guys.
Oh, yeah, guys, let's just take a look at the draft you got that you're about to shoot. Let's just take a look at it. Oh, my God. Blade's not the lead character? You guys killed Blade off in the first act?
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise is true.
All right, speaking of some more superhero stuff, Spawn. There's an update from Todd McFarlane, the creator, that the first draft of the Spawn movie is complete, and they are currently looking for directors and shopping around.
Let's go, man. Spawn was awesome. I had a huge Spawn figure. It was like this big.
It's pretty large.
Yeah, and the giant cape that you could take off.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Spawn.
I love Spawn. He was so cool.
Spawn was cool as hell.
Next up, we got some news in the Peaky Blinders film. Rebecca Ferguson just joined the cast of the Peaky Blinders movie, joining Cillian Murphy and the rest of the cast in the upcoming Netflix film, which is going to start shooting later this year. Oh my God. This is fucking great news. I think she'll fit perfectly into the world they created.
It's going to be terrific.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill is going to voice the Flying Dutchman in the upcoming SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which is just terrific news. You're good. You're good. You're good.
I thought you said Weast. That's an all-time SpongeBob episode.
It's a good episode.
Flying Dutchman. That is an all-time.
Sure is.
Oh my God. Fucking good. You're good. You're good. And then our last bit of news is on Invincible. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we got our first look at season 3. It's just a poster of Invincible with the shadow of someone in front of covering him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also confirmed that season 4 will happen.
Cool. I'm sure fans are very excited. I have yet to watch the show, though.
Yeah, is that all the news we got?
That's everything, man. So far, I mean, I'm sure that Comic-Con's still going to come out.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
One more. What do we got?
So I brought up Bioshock earlier.
Yes.
Because Francis Lawrence has been attached to that for years now, the video game adaptation. At Netflix, update, it's still in the works. It's in development. And production and the budget are being scaled down. They intend to make it a more personal movie, which I think is a smart move. Let's stop making $250 million movies and just make 80 million awesome films.
And like that property, a lot of it is about investigating and looking through clues and exploring
Dark environments. Scary.
So yeah, you don't need to make it a huge, gigantic action movie. Have a few huge fights with like bosses, but that game I think works better as being a more intimate experience.
I think so too. That's what makes it so scary.
Yeah,
it's a terrifying game.
Bioshock.
All right, everybody, that wraps movie news. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for tomorrow, our Deadpool and Wolverine episode. You do not want to miss it. We go over everything about it. We waited about 20, 25 minutes before we got into spoiler territory, but then we got into everything, all the cameos, all the Easter eggs, all the variants, how much fun it was, behind-the-scenes stuff, and we broke it down in depth. So you're not going to want to miss that episode tomorrow.
Great one.
It was a blast. It was a very funny episode. And then, yeah, Wednesday I think we'll do San Diego Comic-Con breakdown, all the news from the Comic-Con.
That's a wonderful idea.
Let's do it. All right, thanks so much again for tuning in. Become a patron today at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple, and take care, everybody.
See you next time.